You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Jenny and his satanic assistant, Alex Fontini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be around this wild, wacky, and sometimes disturbing world of ours. Yes, that's the intro to the Mindset Podcast, a weekly attempt to open eyes and shedding light on what's really going on in the world, all done by ripping apart the media madness that masquerades as news. Join me, Gareth Davis, every Sunday on the Mindset Podcast. You can find the show on all major podcasting services such as iTunes, Stitcher, and so on. Or you can go directly to the main Mindset website. That's www.mindsetcentral.com. Check out the Mindset Podcast. Bring your curiosity, your opinions, and a sense of humor. And remember that some worldviews are stranger than others.
You've tuned into Nocturnal Frequency Radio with your hosts, Steve and Alex.
Welcome to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live. Well, I was going to say exclusively.
Yep.
But not exclusively. Well, audio-wise, exclusively on the New Visions Radio Network. And, of course, streaming live on our YouTube channel.
Yes, we are.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
On the YouTube channel, of course, yeah, man. Don't. The more likes, the better, right? Come on, like us. Even if you don't like us, screw you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you don't like us, like us.
Just like us, like us. Yeah. So we ended up. What was it? Thursday night.
Yes.
What night did we? Was it Thursday night?
It was Thursday night. Yeah. Thursday night we did an impromptu.
We did an impromptu show with our good friend, the 70s porn star,
yes,
Richard Palmisano.
YouTube exclusive.
So if you didn't catch it, you just got to go to our YouTube channel there, and you can, again, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to it, do it.
Do it now.
You'll be up to date because our archives are there, and of course, well, not all of them. I mean, I've been really, really tardy with this stuff, man. But we'll eventually get those old archives up there for you guys to listen to on the YouTube channel. So what's new, Alex?
Nothing. There you go.
Well, and you actually did that. It wasn't your soundboard or anything.
No, that was me.
That was you. All you.
All me. This is the soundboard. Nothing.
So yeah. Morning, Redmond. all the way from the UK. Regular listener, thank you for tuning in again, of course. It's always great to see you, Redmond. Hope everything is well across the pond there and the ongoing struggles with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I just want it to go away already.
Yeah, I know.
I think everyone's like that, but I guess patients are wearing thin, but you know what? We got to do it. We're going to do it. We'll be back to some sort of normality. Well,
I'm banking, or I'm hoping, I should say, not banking. I'm hoping that by the fall we should start seeing some sort of normality.
screw that. It better be before the fall.
Ideally, yes.
Don't want to screw the best time of the year up again.
I know.
You know. I mean, they initially forecasted 18 months. I think it was something like that, give or take.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less 18 months. But who knows? Hopefully it doesn't take any longer than that. But I mean, we got another 6 months to go. I mean, a year. It's hard to believe it's been a year.
It'll be a year in March since our first lockdown.
No, but it was today. It was today or tomorrow that marked the year anniversary of the first known case.
Yeah, it was around this time of year.
Case.
Yeah.
And just imagine now we have what 700,000 cases.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Oh man, it's just been insane. And people like Hank Aaron and George Armstrong, Toronto Maple Leaf captain for years, the Chief, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
If you know your hockey, you'll know George Armstrong if you're a Maple Leaf fan.
Someone else passed away too.
Who?
Larry King.
Oh yeah, Larry King. That's right, Larry King.
The famous Larry King passed away. He was hospitalized because of COVID symptoms.
Yeah.
He passed away a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but they're bringing hush hush as to what he died of.
Right.
But I'm assuming it was probably COVID related.
Probably COVID related, yes.
Isn't everything COVID related?
I mean, nowadays it seems like it.
It seems like it. But I remember him doing his UFO shows.
I don't.
Did you ever
that.
catch?
No.
He did a couple UFO shows, man, and they were great. They were awesome.
Speaking of UFOs, I saw one flying in my washroom.
You saw? Really?
It was a vapory kind.
A vapory kind.
Yeah.
A vapory kind. The steam off the old water?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. So, this is, so anyways, we did our bonus show there on Thursday night with Richard, which, you know what, it turned out pretty good.
It did. Yeah.
It was good to hear from Richard. It'd been a while.
Yeah. And I hadn't. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I talked to him.
It's been a while, yeah, and definitely, it was good to hear his take on how things have changed in the paranormal world from his perspective, of course. I mean, coming from somebody who not only writes about the paranormal, but has been investigating the paranormal for over 40 years.
That's right.
So, and of course he's got some unique ideas, some really, interesting ideas. I mean, not everybody may agree with whatever, but I mean, they're innovative. And that's what's good about Richard. He's very constantly thinking.
Well, as he said, he
outside the box.
Right. And the way he explained it to us is that he poses theories and he poses it to the public either through his Facebook page or even his website, in the hopes that other paranormal groups will try to replicate and hopefully come to the same conclusion, because that's basically what science, in a very stripped down, simplistic form, is to be able to repeat certain things and try to get the same result. And if you do, you have a better, a better understanding of it. Not just a better understanding, but you have a better means of saying that this is more legitimate than, if you just throw something off the cuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Testing it, repeatability, trying to get it to come up with the same result. That's what his hopes are. And he throws theories out there for everybody to try and see if they can replicate his work.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. And, he's got some ideas in terms of sort of gathering the troops, if you will, to, sort of get a better grip of not necessarily controlling how things are, but sort of just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah.
And I think the paranormal really needs that guidance.
Yes,
I think because it doesn't have that guidance. The guidance that's there now are what people are seeing on TV.
That's
plain and simple.
That's not really.
And what people are seeing on YouTube and everything else, it's there's no lividity to it. I mean, there's just no accuracy and authenticity, and it just.
Well, I mean, we're in a self-absorbed world right now, right? I mean, we have been now for some time, and it's all about, I'm right, you're wrong, whatever I say is the truth, and it doesn't matter what you say because everybody's so self-absorbed. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. Like if you and your group, for example, Steve, come up with a theory or even a plausible example, for lack of a better term. Someone else will just immediately throw it out with the the baby with the bathwater is the example, one of the examples that Richard used, simply because everybody thinks that their method is better than yours,
Oh, go on, imagine. Mm-hmm. Go on, imagine. The possibility of that actually being true? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Let's be honest here. So anyways, we are I guess not trying to kid ourselves about the whole scope of it. I mean, you mentioned self as absorbed and more so now in the past past year with COVID taking over and controlling everybody's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're seeing more and more people online, obviously, with their own YouTube shows like us. Maybe we should do a few YouTube seances.
Sure.
Ouija board sessions.
I'm all up for that.
Can we do it?
It's going to be easier said than done, because how are you going to do a virtual Ouija board session?
Well, you just put your damn fucking camera on the Ouija board and we'll just do it.
Well, the old story or the old saying is you shouldn't be playing the Ouija board by yourself, right?
Yeah. Or we should have well, I don't know if this will go over too well, but maybe we should have a live EVP session.
Yeah, that we could probably try.
We could even try that. Oh man, we're giving away ideas. People are going to steal our ideas here.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't want that.
No. Anyways, let's take a short break.
Sure.
If you'd like to follow us on Twitter at Dark Discussions, how many people actually follow us? I mean, come on.
Yeah, people.
It's awfully quiet. If you're not a part of our Facebook group, facebook.com/Nocturnal Frequency. Oh, yeah, I'm right. Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Or type in the Facebook search box, Nocturnal Frequency Radio. And of course, our Instagram, Nocturnal Frequency Radio. But to keep the best to keep up to date with is obviously the YouTube. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
Way. is our Facebook group. The best way to keep up to date with what we're not doing.
What we're not doing, yes. Exactly.
It took you a while to clue in there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So anyways, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about?
Anything and everything.
What are we discussing?
Ron was just saying, I just barely use Twitter for my music. So that's why he's not following us on Twitter.
He barely used what?
He barely uses Twitter for his music. He just barely uses Twitter for his music. So he uses it, but just mostly for his music.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so hold tight. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio. We'll be right back. Did you hear that? Sounded like a scream.
Yeah, I heard that.
hear that? Guys, over here. Again, that wailing noise. Look, what's that? What's that? There's something fucking moving over there. You see that? You saw that, right? It was fucking white. And as you can see, I don't know what kind of bone this is. It's rather big. If it's a deer bone, an animal bone, hopefully it's an animal bone and not human. But I think we're gonna have to report this.
You've tuned into Nocturnal Frequency Radio with your hosts, Steve and Alex.
This is Keith Age, and you're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Enjoy.
You've tuned into Nocturnal Frequency Radio with your hosts, Steve and Alex.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be.
And welcome back to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live on the New Visions Radio Network. And of course, live streaming on our YouTube channel.
I apologize in advance to anybody watching the show on YouTube. I'm having a bit of an issue with my internet stream.
Are you sure it's your stream and not you?
I'm pretty sure.
I guess I should check to see how it is.
Yeah.
It's saying that we've been cut off.
It's saying that.
It's kind of so.
Gotta turn down the volume. Though,
Yeah.
right?
So raw.
It's looking okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's up and down, but right now it seems to be okay. So Ron asked the question: any reasons why you stopped using music in your breaks? And yes, Ron, there is a reason. On YouTube, in order for us to be able to use music, we have to have the rights. Whereas on New Visions Radio, we're covered, so we can play music there, but we cannot play it on YouTube. So, for example, Ron, if you were to submit, I think you said you did, but if we were to use one of your songs on here, as long as we have your permission and we note that down in the description, we're not going to get a copyright strike. And that's really essentially why we don't use music on your YouTube channel.
That and Alex doesn't like my music.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, so Mars says she's having trouble too.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Oh,
She wrote
I'm having
down
issues
she's
too. I
having-
was cut off.
having-
Oh. It seems to be going. It seems to be going good now at the moment. So hopefully it'll stay that way for the rest of the show.
Hopefully, that's a big hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look at it. It's not as bad as the old days when we used to be on BTR and the gremlins that used to hit us there,
Oh Jesus,
right?
Lord Jesus.
I mean, things have come a long way. You like to think,
Yeah.
except for Skype.
Well, there's always that one thing, right?
I mean, you think Skype would be like 4K by now,
You think, yeah.
right? Or you could like get suckered into buying a 4K camera and thinking that you're gonna get 4K.
Well, case in point, my webcam
Yeah.
claimed it was 4K.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it's 4K.
Yeah. No way.
It's not like you can see my nose hair.
No, it's not 4K, is it?
Supposed to be, but
It'd only be.
It
it'd
most
only come out
definitely
4K
isn't.
if I got a 4K screen, wouldn't it?
yeah, yes and no. Yeah, you're right.
I don't have a 4K screen, so it doesn't come up. So what's the point?
I guess it has that ability, apparently.
You guess it has that ability, but
Yeah. But,
Yep.
but,
Yeah. No, that was abrupt.
yeah.
Oh, he's got to hydrate now.
I
after
gotta
that,
hydrate.
so-
Yeah,
After
unfortunately.
the Kraken, the Kraken's getting to you, huh?
Yeah, Kraken. It's actually pretty good. I'm really enjoying this. You know
Yeah.
what? The reason why I bought it was because Kevin messaged me on Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, where's Kevin? Kevin's
Yeah, I don't know where
not
he
even
is.
here. What's going on?
I think he's hiding.
He's hiding. Yes.
But yeah, Eddie, or either that or he's too drunk off the Kraken because he bought some over the weekend. And then I go, yeah, you know what? I heard about this thing and I wanted to try it. So I bought a small bottle. I didn't buy the big one because I had never tried it before. So I wanted to see how good it was.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually pretty good. I don't mind. I'm not typically a rum guy, but it's
I
actually
hate
pretty
rum.
good.
I can't stand rum.
Well, I generally don't drink rum either unless it's in a mix, right? But
What do you mix it with?
just Coke, rum and Coke.
Ugh. Oh, even that. Even that. Ugh.
But yeah, no, this Kraken's actually pretty good. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to take over the 40 Creek?
No, fuck no. There's no way in hell it'll take over the 40 Creek, but it's a good alternative every now and then.
Wow, we're just throwing out like a free advertising.
I know,
here, by
we should
the
be
way.
getting paid for
It's-
this stuff.
You know, we should get paid for this.
We
Like,
should. I'm telling you, we should reach out to, Kraken, whoever makes Kraken and 40 Creek. I know who makes 40 Creek, obviously, but
yeah. Sponsor our show.
That's right. Sponsor a show. We need some money.
Now. Sponsor us now.
Speaking of money, we do have a merch store, people.
Yes.
Go visit the merch store. We got mugs. We got the neck gaiter. We got the face mask, sweaters, 2 types of hoodies, the zip-up hoodie and a pullovers hoodie. Yeah.
You
and
get those stickers done or what?
You know, I was just going to bring that up, actually. So I tried to do the stickers, and it's not working out properly. I think it's not allowing me to choose a dark background, because what's ended up happening is with the image you sent me for all the merch, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, the PNG.
It gets, like, all the writing gets wiped out because it's a white background, and I can't select the dark background.
Oh.
So it's kind of useless. But
that sucks.
Yeah, I know. So unless
How
you can
get, do? We need to get some stickers out there.
I know. Unless you can get me one that has a dark background instead of white lettering.
What?
The lettering is white because the background's white. You can't see it.
So how are we going to do that?
Well, like I said, you'd have to get lettering that's black in order for it to be able to see it. You can see the logo itself, but you can't see the writing.
Well, we're gonna have to talk to our logo guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, he can help us out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff, if you're listening, get
cracking on the logo.
Get cracking on the logo.
See that, eh? You like that?
It's a timeless logo, though, man. He did such a great job. I love it.
It is. It's a great logo.
I love the logo.
Yeah.
Not being biased or anything. I just love the logo.
Not at all.
And if you guys don't have a T-shirt or a hoodie or anything like that, come on.
What are you doing? Come on. Support the show.
Grab one. And yes, you do support the show. You do support us. Like we mentioned in the past, any profit that we make from the sales of the from the tea shop goes right back into the show.
Yeah.
The monthly running of the show. Because we go month to month here, guys.
Yeah, we pay out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Any support is much appreciated.
Yeah.
If there's anybody listening who'd like to sponsor the show,
even better.
Please, by all means, contact us at nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com.
I can go for a sponsor.
Yeah, no, look at a sponsor. A sponsor too would be really great. You know, it's too bad it's not Big Fat Burrito, but
yeah.
You know what are you going to do, right?
They got plenty of free advertising from us, and even then,
oh yeah, but it didn't help them.
Didn't help at all. They went belly up.
They went belly up, dude. I think we're a curse.
I think we are, yeah.
Really
maybe that's why people don't want to be, our sponsors.
I think we're cursing these people.
Like, what are you talking about? A couple of their guests died and all this stuff. I'm not going to sponsor these guys.
Everybody that goes on the show dies.
Jeez. Okay, that turned morbid very fast.
Yeah. Why are we laughing?
I don't know. Because we're morbid people.
No, because that fucking Kraken's getting to you.
That's true too.
Oh.
So anyway, let's talk about UFOs.
Okay, do it. Start us off.
So Kevin sent me a message over Facebook.
Why do you need to give him credit?
I know he's not even listening.
You're never going to hear it when you keep giving him credit.
Yeah, that rat bastard's not even listening. Watch this thing. Yes, I am. Anyway, thousands of pages of UFO-related CIA documents released. He sent me this earlier today on Facebook Messenger. It says the Black Vault, a site dedicated to exposing government secrets, one page at a time, has newly dumped a massive trove of UFO-related documents from the Central Intelligence Agency. The document dump, which includes more than 2,700 pages of UFO-related CIA records, is now available for download for free. Of course, many of the documents are highly redacted. The Guardian reported on the deluge of documents, which should be enough to entertain believers for at least a few weeks. The documents not only go all the way back to the 80s, but also include original records that the Black Vault had to spend years fighting for in court. So apparently all these documents, heavily redacted, mind you, have now become available to download. If anybody's interested, I can post the link on the YouTube channel. Steve, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you got the link anyway if you want to post it on New Visions.
Yeah. Wait, what am I doing?
Post the link that I sent you.
Oh, come on. Where'd you send it?
I sent it to you on Facebook.
Facebook? I'm not even on Facebook. That's not
we are
help
experiencing some technical difficulties, folks. Steve has broken down.
Okay. So, but you know, when you hear shit like this, it basically amounts to nothing, really.
Essentially, yeah.
You know, it's a lot of garbage that they're saying. Oh well, it's just housekeeping, really.
Well, what kills me is the fact that it's like they even said it. It's like heavily redacted. I mean, the point of redacting information is to redact important information. So if you can't see it, then what the fuck's the point?
Exactly.
You're not getting the full gist of it, and it's almost like reading. I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, but it's almost like reading religious text. It'll be left up to interpretation. When you don't have all the facts, you're basically going to be looking at this and you're going to be able to come up with your own conclusion, which may be incorrect. And like Steve said, it amounts to nothing. So there's my 2 cents right there.
Your 2 cents.
2.5 cents.
Your 2.5 cents. Yep. Your 2.5 cents. Okay, that's done. Yeah, see, this is why I don't really pay a lot of attention to UFO chatter.
Yeah.
I really don't, because it seems to be the same shit over and over again.
It is the same shit. And it's like the paranormal too. It's the same shit over and over again.
The paranormal, same shit. It's really hard to find some really good stuff out there now to explore, because a lot of it's been explored now. To find a story that really blows your mind away, and I can honestly say the last story that really blew me away was the one that we covered several years ago. And I know I keep bringing this up, but you know what? I can't help it.
The Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Because that
it was unique.
It's unique. It baffles everyone's brains when they see it. And you try to analyze it and try to make sense of it.
And you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
So it's really tough to find stories like that nowadays. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's really too bad. Because I know people that tune in or watch the streams would love stories like that.
And we have a story like that.
And having guests like that on the show to talk about their stories. I mean, sure, it's easy enough to bring on a guest. But at the same time, you don't want to hear somebody, tell you this story that just seems like a bowl of shit. And I know, when you have a radio show such as we do, Yeah, you have to be a little, what's the word? Open-minded.
Yeah, that's the polite way of saying it.
The polite way of, saying it. But it's really hard though when you hear a lot of these stories that people bring forward. And when you investigate the stories that are brought forward, you tend to learn that, okay, that's it. That's where it stops. Because it really just doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that sounds authentic about the story.
Yeah.
And maybe we're being a little too hard. I don't know, Alex.
I don't think we're being too hard. We're being realistic. And it may come off as us being hard, but it's the truth.
Like I look at, it's not that we don't believe that there isn't things going on out of our control. Obviously, there's a lot of shit out there that's really far out and unexplainable. And yeah, I truly believe there's something going on. I really do. And like most people would love to know how and what it is, but that's, I think, the beauty of it all, the mystery of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out exactly what is going on in a certain situation.
Yeah.
I mean, what attracted you to the paranormal?
I've always had an interest, like I said, in anything that's weird, sort of mysterious, for lack of a better term.
So we know you're weird. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
But what really cemented it for me, I guess, was, like I said, when I had that experience the night my father passed away. That was what cemented my sort of interest in the paranormal and trying to figure out, more so for myself more than anything else, whether there's any continuance beyond our physical world, because, well, let's face it. I mean, granted that what we go through as humans here on this physical realm might not all be, a field of roses. There's always ups and downs. There's heartache. There's disappointment. There's whatever you want to call it. But I can't, for as logically, or as logical my mind tries to be sometimes, I can't picture this being the only thing that we have. If you remove the belief aspect, if you think only logically, then you would come to the conclusion that unless you have some solid evidence to the contrary, then what you see is what you get, and once you die, and you're done. However, I just can't see it being it. It's just one of those things. It feels like there's a lot more to it than just this.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Jamie King's listening to the show on YouTube. Say hello to Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, it's good to see you, man. Good friend. And we're gonna have him back on the show
For sure.
Especially talking about Bigfoot. Really, really enjoyed having Jamie on the show, and really, really cool. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Really, really appreciate it.
And his comment is, "We are energy. And energy never ceases."
Exactly. That's the thing. That's what I've been saying for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Energy is infinite, and I think that I wholeheartedly believe the fact that when we the physical vessel that we call our body ceases to exist, our energy continues on. In what form, who knows? And that's the beauty of this whole scenario.
Yeah. It's a question of whether, I mean, I know that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it's a question of whether our consciousness goes along with it.
I think the consciousness is a part of that energy. I really do.
I sincerely hope you're right. Like I said,
I really do think that that's comes part and parcel.
Yeah, And that's to answer your question earlier. That's why I got involved in the paranormal more so.
Yeah.
Was because of that. When I had that experience with my father when he passed away, it led me to believe more so that there is a continuance, whereas before I wasn't as sure. And even now, I there's times when I still have doubts, as you know, that's just the way I am. But I lean more towards of some form of continuance than you know, just having it end when all of this, you know, the physical aspect ends. So just to read Jamie's comment, actually, he goes, I had a recent experience with my mom who passed 21 years ago. Consciousness is a final frontier. There you go. Maybe Jamie, the next time we have you on, we can discuss that if you feel up to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. You know, really, when you think about it, Alex, you know, getting into this consciousness bit and energy transferring into a whole new sort of status, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I constantly believe that, you know, it makes me, you know, not worry as much as I did before about death.
Yeah.
Sure, you know, and I don't understand, but I do understand why people are afraid of death. I get it. But and the simple fact is that they're afraid that's it. You know, you know, death means nothing more than death.
Yeah.
Where I wholeheartedly believe that that's not the case. You know, I really do believe that death is just a transition into, if you want to look at it this way, real life.
Yeah.
You know, or the next level of our existence, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then Alex, where did we start?
That's just it, right?
You know, where did we start?
So
I mean, you know, I get it. You know, you asked the question: does our consciousness sort of move with us, with that energy?
Yeah.
And you know, all of a sudden we're, you know, in this new vessel, if you will, and consciousness is different, but yet you have glitches of something that seems familiar, right? Like deja vu.
Yeah.
I've been here before. I've done this before. There are so many different aspects of life that make you think, okay, maybe there is more to what's going on.
I
know you'd love to believe that.
Of course.
I know.
And I do a lot of the times believe that, but there's always that part of me that's at the back of my mind that's gnawing at me that says, well, how do you know for sure? But I mean, there's some theories out there that I've posed to myself, and I've even mentioned it on the show in the past, where harkening back to what you just said, I mean, where did it begin? So one of my theories was that we are at the infant stage of our existence. Mm-hmm. And when we pass on from this physical realm onto the next one, we move on to the toddler stage, and then move on to the terrible twos, for example, and then you know, that kind of stuff, all the way up until we get to the stage where we can finally be at peace or one with whatever. So to answer the question, where's the beginning? This might be the beginning. You know what I mean? So who knows?
Well, you like to hope to think it might be just the beginning, right? And not the end. I mean, the end of. Well, I mean, if you want to look at it in a sort of an energy standpoint, there is no end.
Right. So maybe our personality here
but-
is a combination of a bunch of different personalities that our energy has gone through in the past, and we're sort of reborn. I mean, there's so many possibilities. I mean, when you look at past life regression, for example,
Yeah.
you know, how is that even possible? If it is possible, you know, Jamie said, do you believe it's a quantum reality or matrix?
I think I'd probably lean more towards a quantum reality.
There you go.
But that doesn't mean the possibility of Matrix being an aspect. I mean, you never know. But there's so much to understand when it comes to quantum theory and reality and all that. There's just it's just a wonderful world to sort of dive into. And I mean, when you look at people who have knowledge of the metaphysical world, and they will tell you this is a natural occurrence. That once you get into a state of mind where you can actually leave your body, the physical vessel, then you better understand the fact that death is only a process of the physical being, and that's all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever gone to a past life regression therapist, but I know I have years ago, and it was an interesting experience because if there's any sort of truth to it, and it's not just my mind making this shit all up, then it's very interesting. I mean, just the idea of a past life itself, right? So it begs the question: are we reborn here, or, to throw a nut in or a wrench in the spoke, so to speak?
A nut in the
I said the wrong term there. A wrench in the whatever. But to throw that into the mix, what if we're reborn into another physical body, but in an alternate universe? And what we're doing in a past life regression session is remembering a former life in a different sort of reality.
And that's key. I mean, we have to remember that the fact that we are basically a multiverse. It's not a universe anymore. It's a multiverse. I mean, scientists have now busted that wide open. And, the fact that, you're looking at several different layers existing, among each other. I mean, think about it. I mean, think about the possibilities that holds, Alex.
Yeah. I
know.
I know.
I mean, the possibilities are friggin' endless. They're endless. Do we hop from one existence to the next? One universe to the other?
Mm-hmm.
How exactly does our energy transfer, and where does it go to? I mean, that it's just incredible to think that. And it's like trying to understand just how big this universe is. Well, multiverse, if you will.
Yeah.
You can't fathom the size of it. There's just so much out there that wouldn't it be just amazing to be able to take your non-physical being, your energy, your essence, and travel that universe?
That would be fantastic.
To better understand how the scope, and I mean, How long do you think that would take?
Who knows?
Guess. Just take a guess. How long do you think that would take to travel the universe?
Well, if the universe is infinite, then it would take infinity. All right, it's something that it's hard to fathom because of the grand scale of it all.
It's giving you a headache.
It is giving me a headache. Jesus.
It's the Kraken. The Kraken.
The Kraken's actually what's keeping me sane.
Keeping you sane?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
A conversation like this, yes.
Well, you know what? Okay, let's do this. Okay, we're gonna open up our phone lines. Hey, what do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna open up the phone lines.
So Jamie, why don't you come on the show? Since you're listening tonight, if you have some time, come on the show.
The number to call is 716-406-4472. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like to add, or whatever under the paranormal realm, the number to call is 716-406-4472. Excuse me, and we'll take those calls after the break. We're gonna go for a break soon here, so yeah. This is really getting in depth, dude.
It is, and you were worried about what to talk about.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm just like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah. Well,
There's a guy from the Netherlands who I was reading. I got to look more into this, but he has his own YouTube blog, and he came forward. He had a marking on his forehead. Honestly, it looked like a Lyme bite, like a flea or a tick bite.
Hmm.
You know, a Lyme disease bite.
Yeah.
The whatchamacallit, the bullseye with the circle around it. And basically saying that he had received a message from aliens stating that they were going to hijack the 5G rollout across the world and introduce some energy into the 5G stream so it wouldn't harm humans.
Wow.
Where do people think of this shit?
They got a lot of time on their hands.
No. Seriously. Come on. Besides having a lot of time on their hands, where do people think of this stuff?
I have no idea. I absolutely have no idea.
It's interesting, though, huh?
Well, it is. Yes.
It's interesting that people are able to think of this stuff.
This is true, yes. I don't disagree with you on that.
I mean, could it possibly be the offspring of Ricky, the UFO guy?
Oh, boy. There's a name.
There's a name.
There's a name
blast from the past, right?
Yeah, exactly. A blast from the past for sure. But he was an interesting character, nevertheless.
He was. His story was definitely, I don't want to say unique. It held a lot of stuff that a lot of people who stated that they were abducted by aliens went through.
Mm.
And yes, it was very graphic. Extreme. I wish, hopefully, the files that you have that there.
I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, I got like 160 files or 130 files or something like that. But I mean, I'm hoping it's there. It's just the problem is that they're not named, because when I downloaded them from Block Talk Radio, I had sort of their formatting, like title. So I don't know which one's which, but they're all there. A lot of them are there.
You'll have to send them to me again.
Well, it's going to take a long time to send them. I'm going to give you access to the.
Why don't you can you put them on an external hard drive? I mean, like a flash key.
Yeah, if you send me the flash key, sure.
Yeah, I'll send you a flash key. Just put them on there.
Yeah, no problem.
And just send it back, and I'll go from there.
Yep, anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the oh God. One of the shows that you're like, wow, where did this guy come from?
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna take a short break here. When we come back, we want to take some calls. So people call the show.
Yes, please.
God. For instance, the number to call is 716-406-4472 is the number to call. We'll be right back. You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, live streaming on our YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Did you hear that? Sounded like a scream.
Yeah, I heard that.
hear that? Guys, over here. Again, that wailing noise. Look, what's that? What's that? There's something fucking moving over there. You see that? You saw that, right? It was fucking white. And as you can see, I don't know what kind of bone this is. It's rather big. If it's a deer bone, an animal bone, hopefully it's an animal bone and not human. But I think we're gonna have to report this.
Nocturnal Frequency Radio with your hosts, Steve and Alex.
This is Keith Age, and you're listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Enjoy.
You've tuned into Nocturnal Frequency Radio with your hosts, Steve and Alex.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be around this wild, wacky, and sometimes disturbing world of ours. Yes, that's the intro to the Mindset Podcast, a weekly attempt to open eyes and shedding light
Back to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, simulcasting on our YouTube channel. We're opening up the lines, Alex.
Yes, and Jamie's asking about what that number was, and that's our call-in number, Jamie.
The number is 716-406-4472 is the number to call. If you'd like to call in, if you have a question, comment about what we're talking about. What are we talking about anyways? It's so in-depth.
It is.
It's incredibly in-depth.
It's illuminating.
It's illuminating. Yes, it is indeed illuminating. When you look at life as a whole, Alex, I mean, what do you like to think about where we're going? I mean, where you're going, sort of, what the overall aspect of the meaning, if you will, the big question that everyone asks, the meaning of life.
That's a loaded question.
Well, of course it is.
It's
I mean, what do you think? Why do you think we're here? Oh, we've got a call. Hold on a sec. Hopefully, it doesn't knock you off, Alex.
I hope not. And it did knock me off.
It did knock you off. Are you there, Jamie? Hello? Where did Alex go?
I'm here. My video feed's not.
Your video feed's gone. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's not good. Are we live still?
As far as I know, we're live.
Jamie, do call back in if you can. I had a feeling that was going to knock us out, but hold on. Where's your video feed?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
It might look kind of... Ooh, I'm taking up the whole screen now. What's going on here? My video feed's all wonky. It's not coming through.
It just says Skype and big
I know.
Bold, right?
Bloody hell.
Resizing things. Oh, look at Alex is resizing his Skype message.
I hate Skype.
Okay, hold on. Hold tight, okay? Hold on. Hello. Are you there, Jamie?
I'm here, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Skype kills us. I don't know what it is. Hold on a sec.
Oh, no, I feel bad.
Oh, no, it's not your fault. It's Skype's fault.
Yeah, it's completely Skype's fault. Don't worry about it.
Well, Alex is still there, but where's the video feed?
The video feed's not working with me. It's not cooperating here.
Is it still cooperating with me?
It's cooperating with you, but it's not cooperating with me.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, gotta love it. People are gonna have to just see, it's acting up on your end too now.
Is it?
Yeah. That's okay.
It just is a big Skype thing. Anyways, Jamie, how's it going, man?
I'm real good. I just happened to be on YouTube and I found you guys again.
Yeah, well, thank you for tuning in, man. It's you know what? It's always great to hear from you, bud.
Yeah, I really like you guys.
Oh, hey, we you know what? We got to have you back on the show.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. It's a great topic tonight.
Are we getting feedback here?
It sounds like there's a little bit of feedback there. I don't know. Jamie, is your radio up?
My wife has the TV on. We have it on the TV, but we can turn it down.
Okay, that might be it, yeah.
Oh, look, I have my video feedback.
I don't have you. I mean, do you have me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm just trying to fix my video feed now.
There we are.
Oh, Christ. Stupid thing.
Okay, so anyways, so what's going on, Jamie? What's did you have something on your thought? Something on that you'd like to talk about?
I was just listening to what you guys were talking about and how Alex had, his paranormal background, and he believed in the existence that we don't end. Like we really don't end. And it kind of struck a nerve with me. Like I just had recently had something happen with my mom who passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear, man.
She passed away 21 years ago. And
Oh, okay.
I haven't really felt her around. Like I feel my father, but not so much my mother. And just the other day, I was thinking about her, and I found this package from my mom with her handwriting on it, and it was really weird because she had kept these documents and things from my childhood and my twin sister. And then I kept thinking about it. I was thinking about it on the way to work. And when I stopped at this gas station and I got gas, I walked in and the lady said, "This is really strange." And I said, "What's strange?" And she said, "It just came across my cash register, a mother's deed." And I was like, "What did it say?" And she read it again. And I was like, "No way. I was just thinking about my mom. And I found this package from her from 21 years ago."
Wow. That is awesome.
But what I was thinking is, like, I think that our thoughts are like an action. They're a part of consciousness. What if the matrix is actually very accessible and we don't realize it?
I agree. I really do. I mean, let's face it. I mean, everything that we do, I think, as you point out, is an action, is a form of energy. And I mean, us talking right now, it's there in cyberspace or whatever else, endlessly looping.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking to you live, but the video feed is actually something different. So I'm not going to watch you now.
we're throwing them off, Alex.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
So how are things going, Jamie? It's great to hear from you, by the way. Again, I know I said that earlier, but it's great to hear from you, man.
Yeah, it's really good. And my wife and I have these conversations all the time, like what you're having right now.
Well, I have to say, and for those who are listening who may not know who Jamie is Jamie's been on the show before. You are primarily somebody who really has a very, very keen thing, well, a great sort of knowledge on Bigfoot. And you know what I really love too, and I know this is how you and I actually first met, was just the fact that you guys, you posting about your adventures all the time, looking and hiking and all that kind of stuff. I absolutely was enthralled, and I still am to this day, with everything that you post, buddy.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let me ask you, what, and we probably did, but let's sort of reiterate, what got you interested in Bigfoot?
I mean, I think I maybe told you before, my father had passed away, and my wife said, like, you need to get back to who you were and like what you used to do. Cause I was sort of like void of myself. So we started hiking again, and I said a prayer to my dad, to God, give me a sign that you're here. And like, long story short, we had this like crazy experience in the woods with vocalizations. And, we came home, researched it, and we found something called the Ohio Howl, which is exactly what we heard that day. But the story is, like, we had this experience with Bigfoot, what we believe to be Bigfoot. Yeah. But it took on a whole different life of its own, in that the very last movie that I watched with my dad was Harry and the Hendersons. So if you're looking for a sign, if you're looking for a sign, that to me was a sign, and it was a very intelligent response. So I look at all of this stuff as like a huge matrix.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, absolutely. I think we might have sort of touched base on what your thoughts of, the existence of Bigfoot exactly? Being, perhaps interdimensional, or what are your thoughts about the fact that, well, look at, there's no, um, I guess solid evidence, if you will. I mean, maybe there is, but, of Bigfoot's existence. And why is that?
Like for me, it was very physical. It was a physical experience, but it also took on that spiritual element in
Yeah.
that I can say that it was sort of like, I mean, people in the Bigfoot community would call it woo. If you believe in anything that would be considered interdimensional or alien related, but I
Hmm.
think they all kind of tie in together. And I mean, even you talking tonight about these people getting downloads with these strange thoughts about like the G5, you know, 5G. I'm sorry if my wife corrected me. Like all of that stuff it's coming from somewhere. It's information. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Alex? I mean, what are your thoughts about Bigfoot? What do you think its existence entails?
I'm more leaning towards the interdimensional myself, only because it's so damn hard to find solid evidence. I mean, let's look at it this way: if it was a creature from this realm, from this reality, for lack of a better term, by now some people would have found some evidence of it, whether it be bones or whether it be a carcass or whatever the case is, but they haven't. So my thinking is that this is a being that sort of travels in and out of our reality from a different dimension um, at will, basically.
Well, Jamie, what are your thoughts? And I'm sorry to barrage you with all these Bigfoot questions, but I don't know. I'm a Bigfoot fan. I love Bigfoot. Um, with all these people who come forward with you know claims of you know evidence of Bigfoot.
I mean, for me, I think that it would be looking at the person making the claim. Like
Mhm.
each of us is our own individual reality.
Mhm.
And like you have to kind of question your own mind. Like, what are you thinking about at the moment that you had the encounter? Are you actively looking for it? Are you manifesting things? There's different theories on how we think as humans. You know.
True. True. Very true. I mean, what do you think, Alex, about a lot of the claims that people make of evidence of Bigfoot?
There's been a lot of hoaxes, unfortunately, with Bigfoot, much
Yeah.
like the paranormal and ufology, and that puts a black stain on the field itself because, like the paranormal, for example, I know that there are groups like yours, Steve, and even Richard Promisano's group who are genuinely trying to figure out what's going on. It's no different, with the Bigfoot field or cryptozoology for that matter. There are people who are genuinely trying to find out what's going on, and to have these people sort of, concoct these hoaxes, just puts a stain on that field. And when you have so many people making claims that they've seen something that resembles Bigfoot or, a paranormal event or UFO, even if a tiny percentage of those claims are real, it warrants investigation. But, the drawback, of course, is all the people who basically use this as a means for their own twisted reality, or like they want to be, famous for some reason, or whatever the case may be, whatever twisted mentality they have. And it
Mhm.
just it hinders more than it helps, obviously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, you know, and your search for it, Jamie, your search for evidence or existence of Bigfoot, has there been uh an experience that you'd like to share that kind of makes you think, okay, look at maybe, or I have come close to experiencing that particular aspect, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, it goes back to myself as an individual. I'm going to say that I'm my own reality, but I was in Hocking Hills, Ohio, and I was with a group of people who kind of like scoffed at the idea of Bigfoot, and we were in an area that was known for Bigfoot activity, and we were on a property where a woman had a Bigfoot encounter, her father had a Bigfoot encounter, and we had done a day hike earlier in the day, and we found tracks. It was a partial track, but there were definitive toes, and it went down to where the mid-tarsal break would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we went back to the cabin where we were staying at, and during that time, we sat around the campfire and we were all talking about it, you know, the print that we had found, and we were kind of excited that we found it. And then there were 5 of us. My wife was with me, and then 3 other friends, and 2 of them were very skeptical. And I remember, and it goes back to myself. I'm just going to talk about my own reality, but I have conversations with the universe. I'll say the universe or God, whatever. And I said, you know, I'm sitting there at this campfire, and I said, you know, Bigfoot, don't make me look stupid. This is myself speaking, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember they said, well, let's go back up on the power line for shits and giggles to entertain Jamie with this. And, you know, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, they're kind of making fun of me, and I really didn't appreciate that. And we went up on this power line, and I remember we got to the top, and there were all these fireflies for like miles. You could see them, and that was like super magical. And then I remember we all walked down this power line, and we were facing sort of a swamp, and I started making vocalizations, and on both sides of us, we had vocalizations, almost like we were in the middle of a conversation between primates.
Wow.
And then at that point, we recorded this whole night. And then the one girl said, well, do like this ape sound. So I did the ape sound, and we got like a weird sound back, but it wasn't anything that I'd ever heard before. And then you could hear something coming towards us. And then out of nowhere, we heard this tree uprooted from the ground and thrown at us. And my wife is sitting here listening to it, and she's like commenting too. But really, I don't know anything that can pick up a tree and pull it out of the ground and throw it at us. But at that point, all of our minds were like, let's go. Like, we Scooby-Dooed out of there. And, you know, I wish in hindsight, looking back, that we would have stayed and tried to see what would have came out.
Now, let me get this right. You recorded this?
We recorded, yeah. We were on this power line, and
Yeah.
I have the paranormal background because I was a volunteer at 2 different haunted locations. So I know it was an audio recording, but I know like what you do when you record, you're documenting. So I'm always documenting, and I'm always trying to find patterns on the way I think and also the way that I record.
So essentially, you have a recording of this.
I do, yeah.
Wow, that must be pretty intriguing.
It's pretty. It was. I'm glad that I recorded, because I honestly, I believe in the universe, and I believe that when you put things out, you'll get something back. But I didn't actually expect that I was going to have a tree thrown at me. You never know how things are going to respond to you. And I'm not saying that anyone can go out to the woods and interact with Bigfoot like that, but I look at it more now with the length of time that I've been doing this, that sometimes our minds and this energy from our own mind can create circumstances that are beyond our own explanation.
That's intriguing. That is really intriguing. Oh man. That is super cool. I really wish I had an experience like that when it comes to something like Bigfoot, or towards that realm. Now, when it comes to, because I know you're in the is it the Pennsylvania area or Ohio?
My wife and I are from Pennsylvania, but we live in Ohio. We're right on the border.
Oh, you're right on the border.
Most of my research is in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so what like, tell me, what is the chatter about Bigfoot in Pennsylvania? Is there tons of it?
there is a lot of activity in Pennsylvania. I mean, we have like still old growth forest, and the climate is a lot. It's very similar to the Pacific Northwest in that we have a lot of rainfall
Yeah.
and just large forest.
So and what you have parts of the Allegheny, or not Allegheny, but the Adirondacks, right? Or no, what is it? The Allegheny?
No, yeah, it's the Alleghenies.
And
And
again,
the interesting thing, go
oh,
ahead.
no, sorry, go ahead. I thought I lost you for a
Yeah,
sec.
like I get excited when I talk about Bigfoot, but
Hey, no
the
problem.
The Alleghenies actually got their name from the Allegheny, which were these giants that lived amongst the Indians.
Oh, wow. That is cool. So,
Yeah.
okay. I would really, I know I would love to go out and sort of look for, I mean, what kind of advice would you give somebody who would like to go out and authentically look for Bigfoot?
Authentically enough, if I think that people have a pure intent on gaining knowledge,
Yeah.
I would tell people to go out with an openness. Like you expect nothing. I mean, expect that it's like a fishing trip and you're going to maybe catch something or you maybe won't. But have an open mind and be cognitive of how you're thinking when you're in the woods. And you have to observe differently.
So what kind of physical evidence have you found besides footprints?
I've cast footprints, but the other evidence that I found are tree branches that are twisted from trees. They're twisted out of the trees. There were like 9 of them. We found these ground type nests, which they're also finding in the Pacific Northwest. And there's a group called the Olympic Project out on British Columbia, out that direction in Washington and Oregon, that are finding and documenting these nests.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And by the way, say hi to your wife Jenny. Like, I mean, we had her on the show when you came on, so I know she's a vital part of your adventures there. And like I said, God, it was years ago on Instagram that we met, and I just thoroughly enjoyed your adventures there. Like I said, now your extent with Bigfoot and like how people envision, because obviously people have their vision of Bigfoot is, like I said, I guess pretty generic with a lot of people. But if you were to explain to somebody exactly what Bigfoot was and how they looked, what would you say?
I would say that they're very primate looking. I mean, like I've only seen something from behind.
Yeah.
I saw the conical head. It's very primate looking. The prints are very primate looking.
And Alex, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Are you along the same lines?
Thinking that it's primate.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I would agree with that. Yes, it is some form of primate. What kind exactly is remains to be determined, obviously.
Until you have an encounter with one.
Right.
So okay, so the best. Okay, Jamie, the best footage of potential footage of Bigfoot. What would you say?
I would say the Patterson-Gimlin. It's the most evaluated film on the planet, and I've met Bob Gimlin, and I believe Bob Gimlin. He's one of the most sincere people, and he was basically there that day to take care of the horses with Roger Patterson.
So, obviously you hear lots of rumors about that footage, about being hoaxed. I mean, what's the whole insight with that?
I think the whole insight is that as humans, we all want answers, and I think the skeptical side of people is that they're going to find a reasonable doubt to, discredit it or agree with it. And you know, I think until you have an experience like that, it's just going to be part of the mythology of Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's fascinating footage. I absolutely love it. Has there been any recent footage that has made you think, well, okay, this could possibly be it?
I've seen photographs. People have sent photographs to me that I've seen, and I look at it and I think that is very primate looking. A lot of it's not shared on social media.
Yeah.
As far as films, no films that I've seen that I've thought was accurate.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's face it, there's been so many photos and video, so much video out there that, how about video? I mean, has there been any video footage that sort of blown you away?
Like not really. No, the video, like I'm hopeful that there will come out with videos, but nothing really since Patterson Gimlin has really struck, a nerve with me.
Yeah, there's just so much, and you kind of wonder, is this real or is this somebody trying to sort of get their 15 seconds of fame sort of thing? I mean, there's just so much out there.
I mean, for me too, though, it's more like doing your own thing. Like I'm out there doing my own thing, and I'm kind of ignoring like the video footage that you might find on YouTube that
Yeah.
people are hoaxing. Like Alex said, it's too much to weed through.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much out there. It's just, what do you believe and what not to. Um, it's incredible. Jamie, we really need to have you on. I would definitely love to have you back on the show and catch up on this and much more. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I really like you both.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks,
Take
Jamie.
care, eh?
Take care.
Yeah, take care.
Take care.
Bye,
man.
Alex.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. It's was I kicked out?
What?
Am I okay?
I think so.
Are you sure?
You look okay.
Jamie was on the show. What was it? Earlier this year?
Last year.
Well, it was last year. That's right. Really, like I said, I have been. I think it was Instagram.
Yeah.
That I first met Jamie and his wife, and the fact that the Bigfoot aspects and them just their adventures and stuff, and then it carried over to Facebook. Some really cool stuff. Like I said, photos and interesting things that they find along their hikes, and that it's really intriguing, really neat to follow. But I look forward to having Jamie on the show again.
Yeah.
In the near future to talk about Bigfoot and much more. Dude, we still got a few more minutes. 20 minutes here to go. Come on.
We got some time. What are we going to talk about next?
What are we going to talk about now? Okay, so we'll the lines are open, and I know how to do this properly now.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
You're not going to make me go through all that trouble of readjusting?
I'm not going. No. The number to call is 716-406-4472. Give us a call. All right. If you have any questions, comments about what we're discussing tonight, the paranormal or more, Bigfoot, whatever, give us a call, 716-406-4472. 4472. So when I say the word Bigfoot, what comes to mind to you?
My feet.
Besides your feet.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the Patterson Gimlin film for sure, because that was the first sort of foray into the Bigfoot for me.
That's it?
Yeah, a creature that's like this ape-like creature that's highly intelligent and elusive.
I'll be honest. It was the $6 million man 2-parter with Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that was classic. I'm sorry. Talking about Scooby-Dooing. Oh, that was a classic 2-parter.
Yeah.
And the first episode, I think, was in fact Andre the Giant playing Bigfoot.
Was it Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant, yes.
Shit.
Who could not continue to do it because he had so many issues with his back.
Yeah.
They had to bring in, I forget the other guy they brought in to play Bigfoot. But originally, in the beginning, it was Andre the Giant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
you didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that. No.
Now you do.
Yeah, and knowing's half the battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron said if no one calls, he's got a question that we can discuss or a topic that we can discuss. And
go for it.
He goes,
We're
what is the connection between
why
Autumn?
doesn't he call in? Call in.
I know,
Ron.
you should call in, Ron.
Call in, Ron.
The question is, what is the connection between Autumn and the supernatural? Is it frequent is it a frequent pairing in stories, movies, TV shows?
Autumn and the paranormal.
Yes.
Well, Autumn is okay. So we'll get right into this. Are we gonna get right into this? Okay. So Autumn is when harvest begins. Harvest is the end of, and winter begins. When you're looking at when things start to die.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that's I don't want to say the philosophy, but the belief, the pagan belief, if you will. Just generic belief as us that autumn was we gather things before they die.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically winter was the what is it? What am I trying to say here? Like I'm going in circles here. Harvest.
So autumn is synonymous with death.
Yes.
So the seasons are death, which is autumn. Or sorry, dying.
Harvest is, you're basically collecting before death.
No, I know. That's right. So autumn is the process of aging towards death. Winter's death. Spring is birth. Summer is sort of, your life. So I guess it could...
What's this? Summer's your life.
Summer's your life.
Summer's your life.
Summer's your life. It's your life.
It's your life.
But that's basically what it boils down to. It's in a nutshell, in a very simple.
God damn it! It's the greatest time of the year.
Yes, very.
It's the greatest time of the year. It has the best movies, and all be all.
That's right.
Enough said.
That's all that should matter.
And pumpkin ales come out.
Yeah, among other things.
I'm just kidding.
But that's basically the nutshell of it. And I think it was utilized by the ancient religions as a symbolism and adopted obviously by the more modern religions. But it's one of those things. It's like we as humans need to associate things with everything. Like we can't just have something be. We need to say this is what it is. Right? Just like when we look at clouds, and we have to sort of see imagery in the clouds. It's the same concept. We cannot just let things be. So I think that's where it came from originally, and it just went from there.
Now, where's Terry? He loves to see Frankie. Here's Frankie. Frankie's made his return.
He's made his return.
Is that you, Alex? Oh, God.
So Terry should be watching us on YouTube, because at least that way he can make fun of us. And you can
Where
see
is Terry?
and
Terry,
you can
we
see.
haven't seen Terry for a while.
I know Terry's been hiding. I don't know.
Terry's been hiding.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways,
maybe you offended him.
Maybe. But yeah, when I think of the fall, autumn, oh man, there's so many things that you could talk about.
Yeah.
And hopefully COVID won't ruin it this year.
Yeah, I know. I hope so too. But I have a very bad feeling that it will.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
COVID, you suck.
Yeah, you suck the big balls.
Yes, yeah, it does. I mean the autumn. Oh man, the best time of the year. A good place to check out. In the fall, oh man. In the fall, Alex, I think you and Lisa would love it. Is Queenston on the Canadian side. I think it's Queenston. Oh, is it Queenston? I don't know. Really cool little place. I think it's Queenston. I have to look at the map here. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I gotta look at the map. Really, really cool. I've never been there before until this year, which is really weird. It's been there. It's right along Niagara Falls, on the other side of Niagara on the lake, or it's right by Niagara on the lake.
Okay.
Okay, map. And historically, it is so cool. Where are we? Yeah, Queenston, which is below Niagara on the lake, on our side, obviously. Dude, you got to check it out. It is such a cool little friggin' historical place. Laura Seacourt's house is there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've never been there before in my life. I was like, what the hell? Why have I never been here before? And really cool. In fact, I took some pictures. I don't know if I showed you or not, but there's one little cool place in there. Actually, there's a few cool places. Not outside the Laura Seacourt home, but one house that was so intriguing. I was like, why is this thing still standing? This thing looks like it should have fell down years ago. Mm-hmm. And it just looks very haunting. I think I have it on my phone still. Maybe I'll send the picture to you. Oh my God, tired.
We're losing Steve.
Oh no. Where are we? I gotta send you the picture. Fuck, forget it. It's gonna take me forever. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, send it to me later.
Later. Yeah. I'll send it to you later. So, anyways, back to what we were talking about.
Yes.
Bigfoot. What are your thoughts overall? Real or not real?
Well, I'd like to think it's real. Definitely, because it would lend credence to the idea that there are far more things on this planet or in this reality that we don't understand. But there's so many people out there that claim to know everything. But at the end of the day, if this Bigfoot was real, part of this reality, then it proves that all these people don't really know what they're talking about. That they don't know everything.
Okay. But you, as a person, what do you think? Do you think it's real or not?
I don't think it's part of this reality. Is basically what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just one. It's like I explained earlier. It's a.
You think it's real, but not a part of this reality.
Correct. Yeah. So it's something that comes popping in and out of this reality.
So it's a glitch in our time continuum.
It could be just an interdimensional being, or just a rift.
Well, that's what that is. A glitch within our time continuum.
Yeah.
It's something that interacts with our timeline without, I guess, intentionally trying to. It just maybe, like for instance, ghosts. For instance, when somebody experiences something, it's a glitch in the timeline. That in fact, it's not really a ghost. It's actually a projection from a different timeline.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what to think when it comes to Bigfoot. I haven't really studied it that much. But again, I always tend to lean towards the interdimensional aspect of it, where it's just something that pops in and out of our reality, whether intentionally or unintentionally.
Okay, screw if you intentionally believe it. Would you like to go out hunting for Bigfoot?
I would, yeah.
So there you go, folks. If somebody can hook us up, we would love to go hunting for Bigfoot.
Hopefully not too far from where I live.
Well, no. In fact, there's a lot of activity just in New York State and Pennsylvania, as Jamie pointed out. Upstate New York, in fact. Western New York, if you want to put it that way. Apparently, there's a lot of activity in Western New York. Could it be the Appalachians? Who knows? But folks, we would love to go look for Bigfoot. Contact us now.
That's right.
Exactly. Anyways, I think that's it. We're done.
We're done.
Adios, amigos. End of story. Thank you for everybody for tuning in tonight. Until next Sunday night. Oh, wait. Yeah. Until next Sunday night. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you for tuning in.
Good night.
Night.